Hey folks, next video up in the Know Your Movement series. The differences of knowing the movements is the one with the bench press. Okay, a bench press, and we're going to touch on some pulls. It's the same idea. If I stand here and go like this to you and say, what movement am I doing? Well, I could either be doing a push or a pull. One works, the other's a backswing movement. One's the mover, one's the antagonist on the way back. Okay. So, different positions on the bench press. Look, you hear all these things about how certain movements do this and do that. Well, I'm going to kind of show you why. You come in tight like this for a nice narrow grip bench press. Look at how much bend there is in the elbow to actual shoulder movement. Look at the ratio. Now, as we come out wide, now look at what we've got. Way more chest involved, way more of a stretch, okay, with a lot less push coming from the actual tricep. Okay? So, where do you figure is the optimal bench press position? Exactly what all the books say. Kind of right in between. Reason being, you're getting those elbows bending, involving triceps, and you're also using chest. Okay? There's no magic to this. When that elbow bends, that hinges there, that becomes a single joint tricep movement. When you're out here like this, you're not getting as much of a bend in ratio to shoulder movement. Therefore, more chest. Okay, it's very simple. Really illustrates on the push-up, right? What's a narrow grip push-up? Narrow grip push-up, right? That's all tricep. You come out wide. Now you're hardly getting any you're getting some tricep in there, but you're getting a lot more chest. Optimal position for a push-up is probably right about there. You got your chest working, you got shoulders working, you got your triceps working. In a nutshell, vary your grip. Vary it. Don't expect to get huge numbers when you're in tight. You're not going to. Too much tricep, not enough chest. When you're way out here like this, not enough tricep. Also, another reason to vary things is because as you're dropping that weight down, you're calling on a lot of rotator cuff and rhomboid to stabilize. When you're way out and you're coming down, you're very unstable. All these other muscles have got to kick in. You guys playing golf, guys or girls, you guys and girls swinging a bat, you got to get that rotator cuff muscle in there. The wide grip is going to be a lot more unstable, okay? I can show you the chains, but you probably understand what I'm saying. Vary your grip. You want a little bit more rear shoulder rhomboid development in there. Go a little bit wider rather than narrower. But every now and again, why don't you come in really tight on your push-ups or your bench press? Okay? You'll get a lot more tricep. Vary it, but understand why. Understand what's happening. Okay? Now it's going to be the same thing for your pulls. The one thing that used to drive me crazy, all the muscle magazines would just say, you know, T-bar rows add thickness to your back. So, as a 14-year-old kid, well, thickness to your back. So I did them. They do add thickness to your back because what you're doing is you're getting rhomboid and rear delt development in when you're doing your T-bar rows. It's really just a bent over row. Okay? You're getting your same thing from doing a nice deadlift when you come up and you're stabilizing. A nice stiff leg deadlift where you're holding the weight like this. Anything that's actually stabilizing with rhomboids and rear delts, of course, is going to add to back thickness, if you want to quote all your muscle books. Look, anytime you're here, and I'm not saying don't do T-bar rows. I like them. I do them quite often. Okay? There you go. Okay? This is the reason why. Because you're bent over. Everything through the mid-back, rhomboids, rear delts, have to stabilize. So it's going to add thickness. Okay, again, understand what you're doing. So get some T-bars in. Now, when you're pulling, okay, you start pulling wide. If I've got a couple bands on here and I'm pulling like this with that high elbow, now again, because of the instability, okay, and you're there and you're pulling, all kinds of mid-trap rotator cuff rear delt in there, okay, as opposed to taking a band and maybe pulling like this, okay. It's not as unstable. You're not getting all that outside development in, but you're going to be stronger pulling like this. You ever seen a tug of war where everybody pulls like this? Of course not. Everybody's down like this and you're pulling like that in tight because that's your strongest pull. Vary your grip, okay? It's all in my videos. Refer back to my videos, okay? Narrow grip, wide grip, over grip, we call it, elbows high. Take a look, but know the difference between the movements. Mix things up. Make sure you're getting some of this guy in high. Make sure you're getting some of this guy. T-bars are great in that bent over position, but the bench press for sure, or push-ups, vary those grips, okay? Vary it. You'll see it's really going to help, okay? Understand what you're doing, mix it up a little bit. Okay, I'll be back at you soon with another one in this series. Thank you.